Hey, gorgeous ladies. I am so excited to introduce you to the beautiful Myra, who is one of our students in the Wealthy One Mastermind. And we've just been sitting here swapping stories about skiing accidents and cutting our feet out of boots and getting skied down the mountain in a brace. Like, we've been having a great time. We're like, hang on, we better share your story. So, Myra, thank you so much for, giving up your time to share, your growth and your experience and your learnings, for the beautiful women who are watching this. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Why don't we get started? Why don't you introduce yourself? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for your clients. Yeah, let's go.
So first, thank you. This is so great that you do this with people. I love this. I love the program. But yeah, so I'm Myra. I am from New York, as we were just talking about. So I'm from the States, and I actually have changed completely what I was doing. I got my certification because I thought that's where I had to start. And what I thought I was going to be doing and where I am are completely different. And I am absolutely where I'm supposed to be. And that is because of the mastermind, because it led me to who I am and who I'm supposed to be for others. So I am working with women to trigger the positive, to change all of those things inside of us that are not relevant to who we are, where we want to be, and where we want to go, and just kind of reteach and relearn that internal conditioning that we have from external forces and just trigger that positive.
I love that. Trigger the positive. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking you were going to do? Like, how has this transition kind of, I didn't know about that. How did that
Yeah.
happen?
So, well, when I did the credentialing, so I went into this, I've always been in corporate. I have always been level, senior level, working with tons of people, different locations, and always looking at when we promoted people, it was never really based on their skills. It was based on whether they were a man or a woman and where they were located. And so when I left corporate and decided I've always been in training and development and thought coaching is really where I need to be. And so when I did my credentialing, I was laser focused on being an executive coach for women in leadership. And there was no doubt in my mind that that's what I was doing. And there was nothing else I was doing. And for that, we had to do some credentialing hours. And I started working with women in leadership. And I was like, ugh, I don't know that I want to do this. But this is what I just said I was doing. And then fast forward to the mastermind and the dream client profile, and it completely changed everything. It completely, as I looked at that, when I did my intro video for the mastermind, I was so excited because I was like that same mountain feeling. I'm home. This is what feels right. This is what's right. So yeah, so that's where that came from. That's what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you came in with one idea and now you're doing something else. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit about that. What are you doing for clients now?
So so my timeline is kind of fun. It's very quick.
Yeah.
But I am one to, if I'm 60% of the way there in something, I'm jumping in
Yeah.
because I don't want to be 100% and then have to go back and tweak it because I didn't think it through. So I'd rather be like, good enough, jump in, do it, and tweak it as I go. And that's exactly what I got to do. And the go ahead and the validation of the coaches and mastermind going, just do it. I was like, really? Like, I don't have to have all these things. Like, I get to just jump in. And that was so exciting for me. So I think that catapulted me from, I mean, I only joined, it hasn't even been 2 months. It'll be 2 months next week. And I mean, I joined I think it was within a week. I was in the ambassador program, didn't even know there was an ambassador program because I hadn't gotten that far. Launched my Facebook group. I joined the 6th or 7th by the 19th. And by the end of the year, I was signing my first client. I had no program, I had no idea. And I was so ridiculously confident because I just knew that my dream clients were coming to me and that they would lead me to what I was supposed to be doing. And I just went into it with that mindset. So Fast forward, I had 3 clients within 2 weeks. They all started a week apart, thank goodness, so that I could get my head wrapped around what I was doing. Because what I learned in credentialing was how to work with women in leadership, doing corporate stuff. And then what I was actually doing is just working with women, being women, So it's been fun. It's been, I don't know, like I can't, and my husband even said the other day, he's like, it's so good to see you happy all the, like you have a passion again. You haven't had that. And I'm like, no, corporate sucks. Corporate sucks. It drains the life out of you. And as much as there are pieces that are rewarding, there's so much that is just yucky.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I think I just went on a tangent. I don't know if I answered your question, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and I think that's a really powerful lesson there that you're sharing with everyone is that, we think that we have to be perfect, especially if we're coming from an environment where you had to be. And as a woman, right, when you're competing for roles and most of them are going to men, or you don't even get a look in, or like you have to do way more than they have to do to prove that you're enough. But then when you start your coaching business, it's like we've got to unwire all of that perfectionism because it actually slows you down from just working with people now. So thank you for sharing that, because you've got the 3 ladies who came in last year and you're able to work with them now. And that's going to actually help you to continue to work out what do you want your program to look like versus what most people do is they spend ages building a program out. And then they try and sell it and they wonder why people don't want to buy it because it's all about the program instead of just working with the client. Very
right.
powerful.
These women are showing me who they are and what they need.
Yeah.
If I designed a program, it wouldn't have necessarily fit what they needed. So it's able to be so fluid for each one of them because I have a shell. That's all. And I only have a shell. I just finished the 4th week with my first one today, this morning. And each week I'm planning the next week because she's showing me what she needs and where she needs to go instead of me being like, well, this is my process and this is what comes next, whether it fits or not.
Yeah.
Right. So my dream client showed me and is still showing me who she is.
Yeah.
Even though I had in my head who I thought she was, she's showing me who she is and what she needs from me,
Yeah.
which I love.
And what you're sharing is the importance of being flexible, right? Flexible in your approach to create as opposed to got to create, then got to sell. Actually, no, it all happens together. You work with the client, you're creating, you're enrolling clients, like it's all happening fluidly. And then you end up having something way more powerful, which is no wonder you're smiling all the time. Tell me about that. Like how good did that feel when your husband recognized how happy you were?
Well, I mean, he normally recognizes how stressed I am, so that's
Oh,
a huge plus. Um, yeah, we use the word salty here quite often. You're
salty,
being a
salty.
yeah, you're being a little salty. And I haven't heard that honestly months. It's been months probably. Maybe a little bit on our trip home from California. They got screwed up with the fog. Little salty then, but um no, it's really, and he is just such an incredible supporter. He always has been. When I left corporate, well, I left corporate, started my own business, financial advising, and then was recruited by a pretty significant company here to do training and developing and things for them. And he was supportive out of the gate. And that was probably 7, 8 years ago. And that support has never wavered, whether I was doing fantastic, whether I was doing horribly, whether I was stressed. His support is just when people say rock, I'm like, he's a rock, like it's solid. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't change. So I am very fortunate that I have that and that he backs that. But he also very much recognizes, thank goodness she's happy again.
Yeah, that's awesome. How's that happiness knocked on like for you? Is that impacting any other areas as well?
I'm typically, I mean, I've always been positive. There's rarely times when things get to me because I take in what I need and I let go of the rest. And life has been ridiculously crazy. I mean, we came home from California. My mom went into the hospital. She just got out. So the past 3 days have been a whirlwind. But because of the way I'm feeling internally, I know I treated that whole situation different. I was able to be there and be there in a better manner than I normally would have been. I didn't feel put out by it at all. I didn't feel anything other than I have the opportunity to be there for her because of what I'm doing. I can do everything I want from my phone. Like I can do everything. I can just take my business with me and do it wherever I want to do it. And it just, so I think it's just, I'm better. So everybody around me is better because I'm treating them better. I'm happier. They're happier. It's this fantastic snowball effect of just good stuff.
Right. And how good does it feel not having to ask a boss if you can have time, like you need time off to go to the hospital to be with your mom?
My boss is the best thing ever. She's so great. She's
Mine
so
too.
great.
They should have a boss party together.
Right? She's so great.
It's so great. So
Yeah.
I guess curious to know, why did you seek support with us? Like what was missing for you? What were you looking for before you came to work in the Wealthy Woman Mastermind?
So I don't even know if I found you guys or if you found, I don't even know how this all happened, which I love and I don't want to know it because I think the best things happen and you don't know how or why. Um, but when I first came in to um the main Facebook group, when I first came into that and I just saw all these women, I was like, there's 25,000 women in here. What is this group all about? And I read through some of it and, through the credentialing, getting a website up and doing all of these things and putting together a package and a program. So I was doing all of the stuff that I didn't want to be doing. I wanted to be having the conversations with women. I wanted to be able to get clients and start and they didn't teach that, right? Like credentialing doesn't teach you any of, they teach you how to buy leads if you want to buy leads, but when you're starting a business, you're not buying leads. So just working through that and then really realizing like, I don't know that corporate's what I want to do and kind of getting myself off kilter there. And then I met with Kaylani and what an absolute doll. She is just an absolute doll. And we had the best conversation. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know how to get in front of the people that I want to get in front of. And I think that really stemmed down to I didn't want to get in front of those people at all because they weren't my people. But I didn't know that. I know that now. But yeah, so this has been, I mean, just what you've created, what your coaches are able to implement from all of that for all of us, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. You did the work for us, right? I'm not about to reinvent the wheel. You invented it. I'm just going to keep rolling it.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried my hardest to give you everything that I got, right? Like everything that works. And yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, keep the wheel rolling. Don't have to reinvent it. I love it.
that's the plan.
Yeah. And what's your experience been like on the inside? You've shared some great wins that you're having with your clients. And what has it been like going through the journey within the mastermind?
I I love it. First of all, I love the format because it's structured, but it's not. So it fits everybody's lifestyle. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your life is. I don't care what you're doing. The fact that if you can't hit a live class, you can hit it on replay when it fits your life, right? The vault is there for you. If you want to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. You have access to the coaches, you have access to other women. And it has just, I mean, it's been fantastic. I haven't missed one live class yet. But I had to leave early tonight for this, but I haven't missed one. And I have to say that if people are not taking advantage of those live classes, not only are they incredible information, but just the camaraderie of the other women in your shoes going through the exact same feelings, the exact same frustration, the exact same overwhelm, the exact same wins some of the time. That's huge. And to feel that and be face to face like we are right now, to not take advantage of that, I think is crazy because it's so much more than watching a replay and not being engaged and interactive. And the vault is great information, but to see it used firsthand and be part of it right there in that moment, that's so significant.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been amazing. Like I said, I'm just shy of 2 months and I love it. Absolutely love it.
She loves it. And you know what? If I just share with the ladies who are watching, what's really powerful about Myra is that she's a learner. So coming in, open to learning and really taking full advantage of everything that is available. It's like, if you're going to come and work with us, then come and work with us and be like fully, you know, immersed and expressed and show up and like be part of everything, because you will gain so much more than if you just like do a little bit or work by yourself on the outside. You've got it all. Do you have any words of wisdom for any woman who might be sitting on the fence about getting support, or maybe they've been in business for a while and things aren't where they want to be? Like, do you have any advice for her?
Use your resources. They're endless. Like when I say endless, the women in this group, between the coaches, the vault, the other women, I don't know how you could, like, all you have to do is send one message and you're going to get responses. Post something in the Facebook group and you're going to have a bunch of women reach out to you, and trust the process. Just if you hit a pause, just keep going. That consistency is absolutely key. I think the best thing I've heard since I've been here is people are watching.
Mm.
All three of my clients have never commented on anything. They've never liked anything. They've never loved anything. I wouldn't even know they were on my page, quite honestly, if they didn't reach out to me, because they are invisible, but they're watching. And I think that that's really important to keep inside when you feel like nothing's moving, that maybe you're not really stuck. You're just not feeling it and seeing it because they're kind of invisible right now.
Yeah, and consistency is critical because they're watching. They're going, is she serious, or is she just another person that goes, I'm going to do this, and then they're here today and gone tomorrow, right? They're watching, which is why consistency is so incredibly important. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your words of wisdom. Is there anything you'd like to share before we do wrap up?
I just want to say thank you. Absolutely, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for creating this. This is fun. Like, it's fun. I trying to describe it. I'm like, it's great information. There's so much knowledge. It's fun. It's going to be what you make it. And if you make it fun, you're going to have fun and you're going to learn and you're going to meet other incredible women. And again, this just great snowball effect of really good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you for sharing all of this. And we've touched back on talking about the snow off camera, and now we brought the snow in again. It's like snow's everywhere for us. Thank you, ladies. I hope that you were able to get what you needed from Myra's story today. And thank you, Myra, for being so vulnerable to share it with everyone and your insights. Have a brilliant day, and I'm sure Myra and I will see you on the inside very, very soon. Bye.